presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
It's time for Angels spring training baseball, as this afternoon the Angels are back at Tempe Diablo Stadium to take on the Cincinnati Reds. The Angels home for the next 3 days here in the Valley, taking on the Reds here today. Terry Smith along with Jose Mota. It's our pleasure to be with you. And Jose, before we get into today's game, yesterday some good and also some scary moments for the Halos.
Well, one of those is that the scary one is Irvin Santana taking a line shot off of the bat of Alex Rios, and the ball hit him square in the front of his throwing shoulder, his right shoulder. Right now he is a little stiff. He is hoping to play catch maybe today or even tomorrow. It's going to set him back just a couple of days here in spring training, but nothing major. The story continues to be the guy with the bat. Albert Pujols, once again, torching the ball here in spring training. He talks about rhythm and about timing and about finding it here. No discrimination yesterday against the lefty, Chris Sale of the White Sox. And then, because it's about rhythm and timing, he sees a righty and goes to dead center field on a line shot about 430 feet away. He lands early, he produces, and Pujols has been doing everything for the Angels with the bat and with the glove. But even more impressive, his on-base percentage plus slugging is over 1,600. But can you believe there's an Angel that's better than Pujols? Yes, that's Howie Kendrick.
And both Albert Pujols and Howie will be in the lineup for the Angels today against the Reds. We mentioned that scary moment yesterday for Irvin Santana against the White Sox. Jose had a chance to chat with Mike Socia and get the latest news.
How frightening was it for you to see what happened with Irvin Santana, and how is he feeling right now?
He feels much better, Jose. It looks like it's just superficial, little muscle soreness. He'll activate his arm today, hopefully be playing catch tomorrow and ready for his next start.
Angels manager Mike Socia. Well, today C.J. Wilson gets the start for the Angels, his third start in the Cactus League. He's been very good in his first two, Jose.
Yes, he has thrown strikes. He's been around the zone. He's been out of the zone at will, and he brings a lot of intensity. So far against lefties and righties, he's been able to neutralize different lineups because he has been effectively wild at times, getting guys off the plate and implementing every single pitch. In fact, CJ in that second start says, I'll let my catcher decide which breaking ball I will throw. He'll be up to about 60 or 65 pitches today, and he certainly is looking forward to this one.
We look forward to seeing him on the hill for the Angels this afternoon. The other thing I know a lot of people are looking forward to, it's the start of March Madness, and they've been talking about that in the Angel clubhouse as well. In fact, Victor Rojas had a chance to catch up on March Madness with Angels first baseman, third baseman, designated hitter, maybe even outfielder Mark Trumbo.
I filled out. I just did one, and I got Michigan State winning it all.
Really?
Yeah. Got a lot of family from Michigan, and my grandma's a huge Spartan fan, so it's the route I went.
Who's the ringleader in the clubhouse for the brackets? Or are there a couple of them?
There's a couple of them. I think Wallen and Casova took the reins this year. I think it's been different people in the past, but they seem to be the go-getters this year.
Well, Jared Weaver went to Long Beach State. He's staying with a clubhouse flow, which is Kentucky. Terry, I think that's where I'm going to go to. Iannetta went to North Carolina. He's picking Syracuse. And I think the leader with Scott Downs, Kentucky, why not stay with Kentucky? And Terry, I'm going to tell you right away, I'm going to be a little biased.
All right.
I'm going to be a front runner. And I'm going to go Kentucky. What do you have?
I like the Wildcats as well. I think that's a very safe bet, but as you are well aware, my heart is with Ohio State. So that's our picks as far as the NCAA tournament. As far as the Angels, some news on Kendrys Morales.
He is going to be doing agility work today, hopefully running the bases again tomorrow. He continues to hit the ball very well in batting practice, as you can see right here, and he is getting antsy to play. Maybe tomorrow or the next day, he will be in minor league camp getting some at-bats. Mike Trout just a couple of days away, a little stiff. And also the good news, Jason Isringhausen will be pitching in a game tomorrow.
Yeah, we're looking forward to that. He signed a little bit late, might have been a little bit behind some of the other pitchers, but it's good to find out that he'll be on the hill for the Angels, at least an inning tomorrow here in Tempe. When we get back, the Angels and the Cincinnati Reds will have the starting lineups, the start of today's game, and it's coming up next on Fox Sports West.
alongside Terry Smith on the Angels Baseball Network on AM 830 and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Another beautiful day here in Tempe, a little cooler, a little more moisture here, and as always, a great crowd expected here in the Valley of the Sun. Lineup says the Angels take the field for Dusty Baker's Reds. Leading off is all-star second baseman Brandon Phillips. Batting second, a shortstop, a youngster, Zach Cozart. Batting third is Chris Heisey playing in left field. Batting fourth is utility guy Miguel Cairo. He's playing first base. Todd Frazier will bat fifth. He is playing third base. Dennis Phipps is in right field batting sixth. Wilson Valdez, acquired from Philadelphia, is in center field. Also another versatile player for him. He's batting seventh. Dioner Navarro, veteran catcher, is batting eighth. And Ryan Hannigan, also a catcher, the designated hitter, batting ninth today for Cincinnati. For the Angels, managed by Michael Laurie Sosha. Eric Ibar is leading off at shortstop. Howie Kendrick, red hot Howie Kendrick, is at second base. Albert Pujols is at first base. You know what he can do. Batting fourth is Torrey Hunter in right field. Batting fifth, Vernon Wells in left. Batting sixth, another hot Angel. Let's not forget about this guy, Alberto Callaspo, playing third base. Chris Iannetta will get some at-bats as a designated hitter today. Peter Borges will bat eighth in center field. He looks like he is in midseason form out in the outfield. And batting ninth is Angels catcher Terry, getting a long look so far this spring, Hank Conger.
Hank Conger so far this spring has 22 at-bats for the Angels, and as Jose mentioned, we've seen him quite a bit in Mike Sosha's lineup so far in the Cactus League. The umpires today will have Kerwin Danley calling balls and strikes with Jerry Davis, Gary Darling, and Ron Kolpa on the bases. A lot of red on the field today. The Angels wearing the red tops, white pants. The Cincinnati Reds wearing the red tops and the gray pants. And obviously a lot of red in the stands for Angels baseball today here in Tempe.
There's also a lot of happy Reds faces because they don't have to face Albert Pujols anymore.
That's right.
In that division.
He's out of their division. And you got to think that that division, the National League Central, that's kind of up for grabs this year.
It is. It'll be interesting.
Milwaukee might not be quite as good, and obviously the Cardinals might not be quite as good as a year ago with the loss of Albert Pujols. So we are just about ready for baseball. Brandon Phillips will lead it off, the Reds' second baseman, against C.J. Wilson. This lineup for Cincinnati, all right-handed hitters against the Angel lefty. And here's the game's first pitch. It's a first pitch fastball high and away. We're underway. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. 77 degrees at game time today. Little or no breeze at the moment. Here's the 1-0 pitch, cut on and fouled off on the right side, backing out of play.
C.J. Wilson will incorporate a plethora of pitches, as many as 6, 7, or even 8 pitches. But he depends a lot on that cut fastball against the righties. Also that good changeup he has that tails away.
Brandon Phillips last year an all-star and also a Gold Glove winner. He takes that pitch low. 2-1 to count. He hit a career high 300 last year. He's a guy who gives you a lot of power out of that second base spot as well. He had 18 home runs last year. He hit 30 home runs going back to the 07 season. And he chops that one foul. It bounces and then hits off the screen over by his on-deck circle.
Good location there, that cut fastball right in on the hands. Yeah, Terry Phillips brings a great package. Also a very entertaining package. He is one of the most fun-loving players out there.
Yep. He's certainly a fan favorite in Cincinnati, and the pitch on its way. That is a called third strike. He kind of moved away from that pitch, struck him out looking.
That's a little Dan Herron incorporation there by C.J. Wilson. Show the cutter, get him off the plate a little bit, and then throw that two-seam running fastball.
So here is Zach Cozart, shortstop, right-handed batter. And the pitch on its way. That one's in there for a called strike. Cozart spent most of last year in AAA, but was with the Reds for a bit. And here he pops the ball up, and Wilson, the pitcher, tried to catch it, and he doesn't come away with that ball.
He lost that one in the sun.
He sure did.
of course, the infielders, the outfielders have the advantage. They have the sunglasses. C.J. Wilson, of course, does not. He was on the right path, but the ball got to his area before he knew it. Couldn't find it.
It's an error all the way on C.J. Wilson. Cozart squaring around to bunt that one, popped it up, and Wilson just couldn't make the play. Had that ball hit off the side of his glove. So it should have been an easy out, but it wasn't. Runner on, and Chris Heisey will be the next batter. Here's the pitch. He takes that one outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Infield at double play depth. Heisey, the Reds' left fielder. And that was a position last year for Cincinnati where they took a look at a lot of players. Runner goes, the pitch is high, throw down to second, and sliding under the tag is Cozart, a stolen base.
Did a great job going first move on C.J. Wilson. And right after you go first move and he goes home, you have a total advantage over the catcher. It doesn't matter how good that throw is. But you're talking about left field for the Reds, Terry, and there's still a position. They're looking to find out who is going to grab it.
Right. They used 7 different starting left fielders last year, did Cincinnati. Heisey was one of them. There's a pickoff toss to second. Diving back to the bag goes Cozart. Heisey, kind of a high energy guy, hit .254 last year for the Reds, had 18 homers. He's a very good pinch hitter, one of the best in the National League, and boy, he rips one but foul down the left side. He really put a charge into that one.
Look out the Buttes. You got that cut fastball. Got the hands through inside, stayed inside of it. Got that barrel out there.
Heisey, I was mentioning, a good pinch hitter last year for the Reds. Had a couple of pinch hit home runs for them last year. The pitch, and he checked on that one. It just missed a little low and in.
That's a very good pitch. I'm glad Hank Conger went ahead and called something in that same lane inside. He just missed inside, but very good location.
So 3 balls, 1 strike. Miguel Cairo batting cleanup for them, waiting on deck. Joey Votto is not here today. Jay Bruce isn't with them. A couple of their big bats. 3-1 pitch. That's lifted in the air down the left field side, tight to the line, and just foul. Take a bounce and smack off the wall in foul territory down the left field side. Reds kind of an interesting team. They were in the postseason, winning the National League Central in 2010, and then last year they stumbled. They finished with a losing record. They were 4 games under, 79 and 83. They've posted only 1 winning season the last 11 years, and that was that 2010 season when they won their division, and they won 91 games that year. They have finished in 3rd place or lower in the National League Central 10 times in the last 11 years. But they figure to be in the thick of things in their division this season. Here's the 3-2, and that is a called 3rd strike. Heisey was trotting to first base thinking he had a walk, and Wilson has his 2nd strikeout, both on called 3rd strikes here in the 1st inning.
I'll tell you what, that's 2 consecutive pitches. Strikeouts could end the same way. Hank Conger is really getting a pretty good idea behind the plate on setting up hitters and convincing his pitcher on doing certain things. That's one of them. He did it the other day against the Diamondbacks, and Dan Herron repeating that pitch and giving it different looks inside.
Here's Cairo batting with the runner at second, and the first pitch is low. So I sense you've been impressed with his game calling behind the plate.
He has done a very fine job out there with these veteran pitchers. Just quieter behind the plate, giving some good targets, but I really like the sequence he's been giving the Angels starters.
Talked about Conger a little bit earlier, the fact that his playing time has increased a bit here this spring, as that one is cut on and missed. And one of the reasons that has happened is because Bobby Wilson has been sidelined. He's missed a number of games now for the Angels.
Bobby's had that quad strain.
Yeah. Here's the pitch, chopped on the third base side. Playing there is Callaspo. He will throw to first in time, and that will end the inning. So it ends on a 5-3 ground out. In the inning, no runs, no hits. The error by C.J. Wilson and a runner left at second base. We've completed a half inning here in Tempe. There's no score on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on bottom of the first we go here in Tempe. There's no score. Angels getting ready to bat. It'll be Ibar, Kendrick, and Pujols against Johnny Cueto. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of Angels Baseball may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Terry Smith, Jose Mota, and Darren Chan with you here from Tempe. First pitch from Cueto. And that one is low and inside on Ibar. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Boy, Cueto, first pitch breaking ball on Ibar. They probably talked about a winter ball.
Johnny Cueto is also going with the long sleeves today. 77 degrees and sunny here in the valley. The pitch, that one is low. 2-0 the count.
He's got the sleeves, he's got the hair, and something else. Pay attention, you guys on Diablo Vision. He is now turning more with his body as he delivers the ball.
A little bit of deception, quite a bit actually, with that delivery and the pitch. That one is hit well down the right field side, and that is a fair ball. It's going to bounce around down in the corner. Ibar is not going to stop at second. He is headed for third. The relay throw is late, and he dives in safely with a lead-off triple to start off the Angels' first inning.
Oh, we know Ibar brings a lot to the table with the intensity he plays. The guy that really has fun. He has been way more relaxed this spring because he knows his role, and certainly doing a fine job setting the table again early in the game.
Howie Kendrick will be the next batter. We had heard about an hour before game time that Cueto might not start this game, but as it turns out, he is starting today. There's a pitch that's high. It wasn't anything injury related, apparently a personal issue, but he decided to travel here and make the start for the Reds. 1-0 pitch. Hit sharply down the third base side, right at the third baseman Frazier. He looks Ibar back to the bag and throws out Kendrick at first base for the out. Angels do not go with the contact play with no outs.
That would have been an out.
Right.
Plus, there's an opportunity where Mike Socha is considering, why do I want to kill this guy right now and get him out at home plate when you got Pujols coming up? So there are times when that does play.
So here is Albert Pujols. What a big day he had yesterday for the Angels. homers in back-to-back at-bats in the third and fifth inning against the White Sox. He takes that pitch inside. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And these two have seen each other a lot in the NL Central.
Pujols 8 for 16 this spring, 500 batting average, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. He had 4 RBIs yesterday, and he pops this one up on the first base side. It's playable in foul ground, and the first baseman, Cairo, will make the catch. So Albert is retired, and that is the second out, and nothing Ibar could do but hold on to third base there.
Tied him up through a good fastball inside. Something Cueto had done through the years, or tried to do through the years with Albert Pujols. But he just could not get extended. Dusty Baker was asking the umpire to allow Navarro to go to the mound because there's some concern, I guess, about Navarro maybe in that back swing, I believe it was.
And they have their athletic trainer out there to take a look at Deoner Navarro, the catcher.
So Pujols, after he completed his swing, looked back and looked at Navarro too.
So he's going to stay in the game, and we'll see if Torrey can deliver now with 2 outs. That runner still at third base.
Yeah, Pujols definitely got him. The back swing.
Torrey Hunter yesterday went 1 for 3. He's having a good spring, hitting .333. 6 hits, 18 times up, 3 RBIs. First pitch, he cuts it, that one. A good breaking pitch, and he misses it for a strike.
It was priceless to watch Torrey Hunter looking at Dusty Baker saying, "You gonna walk me already?" He's turned like, "You need to give me 4 right now?" Nope, it was about my catcher, says Dusty.
Here's the next pitch. That one is low and outside. Cueto is pretty much a 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball, very good slider. And he will throw a changeup. He likes to throw that circle change. There's the next pitch. That's low. Good block by Navarro, the catcher. 2-1 on Torrey Hunter.
Cueto came into this game scuffling a little bit against the opponents, allowing a .389 average against them. But he's a guy they need on the mound. Top of the rotation type of pitcher. Works fast. Minimizes damage. Only allowed 8 home runs last year in 24 starts.
Only 1 base was stolen against him last year. Does a good job controlling the running game, and the pitch that is outside. And he's not a big guy for a right-hander. He goes about 5'10", over 200 pounds, 26 years old. He's had some second half troubles in the past. The pitch lined and into left field. It drops in for an RBI hit. Torrey Hunter scorched that one just out of the reach of the jumping third baseman Todd Frazier, and it dropped into left, and the Angels get another first inning run today and have a 1-0 lead.
Torrey Hunter continues to say, "Don't forget about me." That swing is so short right now. He's able to crush mistakes, breaking balls out over the plate, and even though the mentality is to try to hit the ball the other way more, it's just a reminder of staying close, let the ball travel, but you're always going to react to location.
Here's Vernon Wells, .250 batting average in the Cactus League. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. Wells has a homer, 7 RBIs so far this spring. The Angels 6-5 in the Cactus League entering play today. The Reds have gone 5-8-1. 1 ball, 1 strike now on Vernon Wells. He is batter number 5 in the first inning.
To me, it's always good to see another matchup. The former teammates, Johnny B. Dusty Baker, Mike Socha, and also former managers over there.
There's a pickoff toss over to first base, and Torrey is late getting to the bag. He picked him off, did Cueto, and that will end the inning. So it goes 1-3. Mentioned he does a good job controlling that running game, and Torrey Hunter found out right there, getting picked off first. In the inning, the Angels get a run, 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left after 1. 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans, don't forget, follow the Angels with MLB.com at Bat 12 for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Get spring training scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and more. Text at Bat to 31826 or visit Angels.com for details. First batter up is Todd Frazier for Cincinnati, and Wilson's pitch a little bit low. It's 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0, Halos on top. Frazier, one of the better prospects in the Reds system, chops that ball foul over on the left side. And Todd Frazier did see some playing time last year with Cincinnati as well.
He's got some power, man. He connected for 6 home runs and only 112 big league at bats.
Yep, just 41 games with the Reds last year. Spent most of last year in AAA, and he takes that one. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. Frazier can play a lot of positions, infield and outfield. He can play third base, he can play first base, corner, outfield. Next pitch, that's low and inside. Today he's playing third for Cincinnati. The Reds' regular third baseman is the veteran Scott Rowland, who's in the final year of his contract with them.
So far, so good for Scott Rowland. He's been able to stay on the field and be productive.
3-1 pitch. It's popped in the air, not too far away from the mound. Coming in is the second baseman, Howie Kendrick, on the infield grass to make the grab on that one. And that'll be out number 1 to start off the second.
Easy play for Howie Kendrick. That ball again, another cut fastball that got in on a righty. Yes, Conger behind the plate and Wilson continue to be on the same page. Why not? Nobody's getting extended right now.
Here's Dennis Phipps, set to bat, right-handed hitter. He had a big year in the minors for the Reds last year, and he takes that pitch low. 1 ball, no strikes.
You see his name, or are you looking to see where is he from? Well, he is from the Dominican Republic. Dennis Phipps. Nope, I know it doesn't fit the profile.
Right.
He's actually from the town where Alfredo Griffin is from, San Pedro de Macorís.
Here's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Phipps, between AA and AAA, hit .346 last year, had 12 homers, 64 runs batted in. And he lines that one into left field, and that one is going to fall in for a base hit. Cutting it off near the line is Wells. Phipps is headed for 2, and he'll get there without a throw. So a 1-out double, the first hit today for Cincinnati, and it brings up the veteran Wilson Valdez.
We talk about Phipps and his prowess. He's a strong kid, multi-talented. This fastball got in on him. CJ did not get it in enough, but he was able to kind of guess inside because of what he's seen from how Wilson has been working the previous right-handed hitters. Sometimes you got to cheat, as we call it in baseball.
So Valdez, who has traveled around the majors, will get ready to bat. He's playing center field, and a guy who also can play the infield as well. He steps out of the box time call. He's hitting .278 so far this spring with the Reds, trying to win a spot as a reserve on their club, and he takes that one a little low and away for a ball. It's 1-0.
Talking to general manager Walt Jocketty, they're very high on Valdez and what he brings. Comes over from the Phillies, so they have been following him for a couple of years, and they decide this guy is a good fit for our team and the way Dusty likes to utilize his personnel. That's why he's in center today.
Next pitch. He smacks one by the mound out near short, handled by Ibar. His throw is in time. Phipps moves over to third. He's there with 2 outs, and Deoner Navarro, the catcher, will be the next batter.
C.J. Wilson will keep his infielders busy. 61% ground balls last year compared to fly balls.
So Navarro, switch hitting catcher, will bat. He was with the Dodgers last year. His offense has really tailed off the last few seasons, and he hasn't hit much this spring as well. Here's the pitch, and he chops that one on the third base side. It's handled by Callaspo. Should be an easy play. The throw to first will get him, and they leave a runner at third base to end the inning. It ends on a 5-3 groundout. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a runner left. Bottom of the second is coming up. 1-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans, Welk Resorts and Angels Radio AM 830 have teamed up to bring you the official AM 830 fan club. Get AM 830 event and team news and updates all season long. Log on to am830fanclub.com. That's am830fanclub.com. Bottom of the second we go here in Tempe. And the first batter up is Vernon Wells. He was batting when Torrey Hunter was picked off first base to end the Angels' first inning. And the first pitch on Vernon, a ball to count 1-0. And there's a swing and a miss for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Johnny Cueto is working fast. They're trying to get more deception out of him. That's why you see him turn his back so much towards the hitters.
Here's the 1-1. Skied in the air, foul on the third base side. The catcher and third baseman are chasing, but that one's going to drop a couple rows behind the dugout for the Reds on the third base side, out of play.
If you compare Cueto in that swing around he has, and then we say, well, there's a guy the Angels have like Jared Weaver, who is one of the best in deception. It's totally different. Cueto swings around, and this is by design. Weaver does not need to swing around all that much because he lands more towards the third baseline. But there's times when pitching coaches will try to find a way for a pitcher not to tip or show their hand too early, and this is one of them.
Cueto was ready to come in and then stopped his motion. And Wells backs out of the box. Round the infield for Cincinnati. Cairo playing first. Phillips, the second baseman. Frazier, the third baseman. And Cozart at short. Next pitch. And that's a breaking ball cut on and missed. And Wells is down on strikes. Cueto's first strikeout of the day. One gone here in the second. And Alberto Callaspo will bat.
So right there, a lot of body. Before you know it, slows down his body and throws a nice breaking ball.
And now they're going to go out and see if Cueto is okay.
He keeps looking at his hand, and this happened on that breaking ball he threw Torrey Hunter before. I wonder if he might be getting a blister or something.
Brian Price, the pitching coach, along with the athletic trainer out there to check out Cueto.
And a lot of people have been dealing with some dry fingers here in Arizona.
I'll tell you
what.
Yeah. The weather here really dries out your skin. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
We have a type of grip that certain pitchers have. And that ball is slipping and the stitches are hitting the tip of your fingers. It's very easily to get cuts on the tip of your fingers as a pitcher.
So Cueto's okay, and he's facing Callaspo now. He fouls the first pitch off on the left side, backing out of play. I noticed that DC is always using his Burt's Bee to keep those lips of his nice and smooth.
DC's smart. He's been here enough. Spring training number, 12 for DC here in Arizona?
Yeah, I think that's right on the money. 1-1 pitch. A one-hopper through the right side, and that is going to be a base hit. Callaspo keeps on keeping on. He's now 9 for 19 this spring. He's hitting over 450.
That man can hit both sides of the plate. Just has good at-bats and hits line drives.
Yeah. So Chris Iannetta will be stepping up. Today's one of those days, if you get to the ballpark and you look out onto the field, you might be wondering which team is which.
Thank God for the pants.
Yeah.
There's white and gray.
Here's the pitch on its way. That one is a little bit low. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And it was that magical season of 2002 when the Angels introduced the red. I was referring back to watch Mike Scioscia and Johnny B. Dusty Baker in that matchup of 2002, the World Series. Who would have thought? Former teammates face off. The young one gets him.
Runner goes, ball grounded on the left side. It's fielded by Cozart, who's only played first base, and that is in time to get Iannetta on the 6-3 ground out. Callaspo moves up to second. He's there in scoring position with 2 outs, and the batter will be Peter Borges.
Good execution there by Iannetta. That's a hit and run play by design. Callaspo, very seldom Mike Scioscia will use on a straight steal. And Iannetta does his thing, hit the ball on the ground.
Pitching Dusty Baker and Mike Scioscia. Their connection as former teammates and squared off against each other as World Series managers. Dusty Baker begins his 5th season as the Reds manager. It's the final year of his contract. And the pitch on Borges, a ball. The count 1 ball, no strikes.
Dusty was the established veteran, and I saw with my own eyes how he took Mike Scioscia under his wing as a young player back in 1980-81 with the Dodgers.
There's the next one on Borges, fouled off on the right side, out of play.
Dusty was one of those guys Mike was always looking for. How was Dusty prepared? What does he do for BP? Extra batting practice. Watching video.
1 ball, 1 strike. A hit could mean a run with 2 outs. And the next pitch, it's bounced down to third at Frazier. His throw is high, and it takes the first baseman Cairo off the bag. So Borges is on. Moving over to third base is Callaspo. The inning should have been over, but it's not. And we'll see if the Angels can cash in. The batter will be Hank Conger.
Here's where the Reds want Frazier to get better. He's a big man, and sometimes it takes more of an adjustment defensively than offensively in the big leagues for somebody his size. And this time he just stood up too much and let the ball fly. It's pretty much here the same things we've been talking about with Mark Trumbo at third base.
Right.
Have to really bear down and maybe aim a little bit lower.
So Frazier with that error. That's the first one he's committed this spring. And here's Conger. Switch hitter batting left. A hit means a run. Conger's 5 for 22 with an RBI this spring, and he takes the first pitch low and in. It's 1 ball, no strikes. 1-0 Angels. We're in the bottom of the second here in Tempe. Big crowd on hand again today.
Absolutely wonderful to see this every single day right now here in Tempe.
And the 1-0. That one is a pitch that's high. The catcher Navarro was getting ready to possibly throw to one of the bases and had the ball pop out of his hand, but no advancement.
Yeah, Navarro's had an interesting start to his day. Already got hit by a backswing. This one pops out of his hand.
2-0. Good hitters count here for Conger in this situation with 2 outs, 2-1, and the next pitch, and he swings at that one and fouls it back to the screen. Fans, don't forget opening night is approaching fast. The 2012 season kicks off Friday night, April the 6th. The Angels take on the Royals at 7:05. Opening night includes a pregame flyover, the first Big Bang Friday of the season. Don't miss out on this exciting night. Purchase your tickets at the Angels Stadium ticket office or at angels.com. I understand that a lot of opening night seats have already been purchased. Not a big surprise. Next delivery, it's popped in the air and it's shallow left. It's going to fall in for an RBI hit. The Angels will have them at the corners on the single by Conger. It's now 2-0.
That is just great placement by Hank Conger. Not by design, but because the ball was tailing away, he was able to grab just enough to dump it behind the third baseman. And for Conger, it's only going to be beneficial. The more he sees balls fall the other way, all the better as he stays with that approach up the middle, the other way from the left side, and doesn't pull off as much.
So the error in the inning proves costly against the third baseman Frazier. He kept the inning alive, and the Angels take advantage of it thanks to Hank Conger.
And the things that managers keep an eye on, that error has already cost Cueto an extra 4 pitches. Very valuable during the regular season.
Here's Ibar, who has tripled and scored today. The pitch, he takes it low and inside. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Angels. No runs, 1 hit for Cincinnati. Cueto hunched over, gets the sign, ready to come in. The 1-0 pitch. That one is inside. 2-0 the count. Here at Tempe Diablo Stadium. The dimensions: 340 to left, 420 to center, 400 to left center and right center, 367 down the right field line. 2-0 the count. Next delivery. That one's in there for a called strike.
You put those dimensions in any other ballpark, any other state where the ball doesn't travel, and this will be a humongous ballpark to get the ball out of.
Right.
But not here. It's thin air in the desert.
Two balls, one strike. Angels trying to add on. A pickoff toss to first, and picked off the bag over there is Conger, and Cueto has picked off another base runner. The first 2 innings for the Angels have ended with a runner getting picked off first base. So that'll do it here in the second. The Angels get a run, had 2 hits, 1 error, and leave 1 runner on base. Third inning is coming up. It's 2-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans, Angels baseball is back. Individual game tickets for the 2012 season are now on sale. Make your plans to be a part of Big Bang Fridays, Family Sundays, many promotional nights, and great opponents like the Yankees and Red Sox. Purchase your tickets today at Angels.com or the Angels Stadium ticket office. We go to the third, 2-0 in favor of the Angels, as C.J. Wilson is ready, and his first pitch, that one is low and inside on Ryan Hannigan.
First pitch breaking ball, which tells you he just needs to start working on it, and he wants to work on it.
Hannigan is DHing for the Reds today, hitting 9th. 1-0 pitch, right on the outside corner, painted that corner, and the count 1-1. Hannigan in 91 games for the Reds hit .267 last season at 6 homers, 31 RBIs. He's jammed and he bounces the ball softly to short. It's fielded by Ibar. He has plenty of time to get him. And there's one gone on the 6-3 ground out.
That is 3 consecutive ground balls from CJ to the Reds hitters. And it's 4 ground balls total for the lefty. He's breaking a lot of bats this afternoon.
So here is Brandon Phillips. He took a called third strike his first time up. We're talking about how Phillips is a fan favorite. He's a big Twitter following guy.
He is huge.
Yeah. The pitch, he fouls that one off on the right side. It's backing out of play.
He's not afraid to share his emotions and share his news. In fact, he's very good too with his Twitter account and with charities. Something you can't take away from him.
Right. 0-1 is the count, and the pitch, that one is high. His younger brother, P.J. Phillips, used to be in the Angels organization, an infielder as well, and during the offseason, his brother signed a minor league deal with the Reds. The 1-1 pitch. That one is a pitch that's a little bit inside, and he was checking on it. 2-1 the count.
Another good location by CJ in tying him up.
Wilson had stepped off the rubber. Now he's back on. Gets positioned on the third base side of that pitcher's rubber, and the next pitch he comes in inside again. That's fouled back behind the plate. 2-2 the count.
And it seems like for months they've been talking about extending Brandon Phillips to a new contract, and there's no news. But he's a player they need for many reasons.
He picked up his option for this year, and he is a free agent at the end of the season. At least at the moment. The pitch, bounce back to the mound, skips off the glove of Wilson. The ball caroms to Ibar, throws to first and gets him as Phillips hit the deck running hard to first base, stumbled across the bag. That will be out number 2. 1-6-3 on that ground out.
Ball was hit off the end of the bat, actually pretty hard though, and deflected by CJ. To shortstop, you have to be aware with your first step, once that ball's hit towards the mound, of course, you're going to take a long step first or 2 long steps, and they have to minimize that and cut him down when you see that deflection. It's a good job by Eric.
So here's Cozart ready to bat. And the pitch, he takes that one for a called strike. 0-1 the count.
Talking to Walt Jocketty, their general manager, he says, we expect this kid to come out there and win this job as a shortstop.
And there he takes the pitch and tried to hold up on it, but couldn't. So it's a strike on him. It's 0-2.
They like what they saw from him in a short stint with the Reds, because he says whatever he gets to, he'll catch it.
Here's the ball. He hits hard and right between the legs of Callaspo. The ball rolls into left field. Cozart will easily get the second on a 2-base error. So he's been on base twice because of errors. Zach Cozart now at second.
That ball was really stung. Callaspo did not stay down, expecting that ball to come up.
Heisey will be the batter. He took a called third strike his first time up. Well, in each of the 3 innings now against Wilson, the Reds have put someone in scoring position. CJ has kept him off the board so far. We'll see if he can do it here with 2 outs working against Heisey. The pitch. That's low. 1 ball, no strikes. And the Angels bat in the bottom of the 3rd, up 2-0. Top of the batting order, it'll be Ibar, Kendrick, and Pujols against Cueto. The bullpen quiet for the Reds right now. 1-0 pitch. Heisey swings and fouls that one back just to our right, out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. Heisey spells his last name H-E-I-S-E-Y. Chris Heisey.
One of those names in spring training. When we saw it a couple of years ago, we made sure we asked the Reds PR department, how do you pronounce this?
Right.
We don't butcher it.
Here's the pitch, and he's late with the swing. Fouls that one back behind the plate. He was a 17th round pick of the Reds back in 2006. Known as a high energy guy. Good hustler. Can play all 3 outfield positions. Today he's playing left field for them.
2 of the Reds' best players are not here, Jay Bruce and Joey Votto.
The pitch, and that one is a pitch that's outside.
Votto, first baseman, former NL MVP.
And Jay Bruce, their starting right fielder.
Also a multi-talented player.
Yep, he was an all-star last year, Jay Bruce, and had 32 homers, almost 100 RBIs for them last year. The 2-2 on Heisey. That's low. Condor can't find it. Now he does. No advancement by the runner Cozart. He stays at second.
Right here, big guy. Come on now.
Those are things that C.J. Wilson will get used to, and Angels catcher will get used to, as they get an idea on the spin, the finish, and what C.J.'s pitches do in the dirt. And then the trust factor, which is the biggest thing. CJ needs to know I can bounce anything whenever I want against anybody because I have catchers that can block it for me.
The count full to 3-2. Fouled off over near his dugout on the third base side. C.J. Wilson has gone 7 scoreless innings so far this spring, allowing only 3 hits. He has a new baseball, no K's to sign. Check second. Payoff again. This one is hit a mile high infield, not too far away from second base. Waiting for it to come down is Howie Kendrick, and he will make the catch on the third base side of second base, and that will end the inning. He called off Ibar to make the grab. Inning ends on that mile high pop. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 runner left. Bottom of the third coming up here in Tempe. It's 2-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Bottom of the third, it's 2-0 Angels, and the first pitch, it's lifted by Ibar to center field, and camping under, making the grab on it is Wilson Valdez. 1 pitch, 1 away to start off the Angels' third inning, and Howie Kendrick will be the next batter. Angels scored a run in the first inning, added another one in the second, and a 2-0 lead here in the third. Howie bounced out to third base his first time up. Cueto delivers, and Johnny Cueto's first pitch on Howie, a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Hitting out of the 2-hole with Pujols behind him, really agreeing with Kendrick so far this spring. The pitch, that is inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Howie's had 11 hits in 19 at-bats. Batting average in the 500s right now. 2 balls, no strikes. Right-hander against right-hander. The pitch. That is low, and it's ball 3. 3-0.
Pitch number 37 for Johnny Cueto.
Angels in action tomorrow. Split squad day. Here's the next pitch, and that one is high and inside. He walks on 4 straight. So Kendrick is on, and we'll see what Albert Pujols can do with 1 out, 1 on base.
We'll see how Cueto adjusts. If he stays inside on Pujols, like he jammed him in that first inning, or if he doesn't want to repeat inside again. My guess is Cueto's going to come right after him.
Albert getting set in the box. First pitch from Cueto. That's low and off speed pitch. 1 ball, no strikes.
So a breaking ball and see if Pujols will bite.
We saw the power of the mighty Pujols yesterday. A pair of home runs, 4 RBIs for him in a game against the White Sox. 1-0 pitch. He bounces that one by Cueto right by the second base bag, putting his foot on the bag as Phillips, and then he fires to first and easily doubles up Albert, and that will end the inning. So the Angels go down on only 7 pitches here in the bottom of the third, and it ends on that 4-3 double play ball. In the inning, no runs, hits or errors, a walk, but nobody left. 4th inning is coming up in Tempe. It's 2-0 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We move to the 4th inning. It's 2-0 Angels. Before we get things started, let's pause for station identification here on the Angels Baseball Network. Terry Smith, Jose Mota. Our producer engineer is Darren Chan today. Our producer director on Fox Sports West, John Gonzalez, and the pitch. That one is a strike on the outside corner. 0-1 on the veteran Miguel Cairo. Seems like this guy's been around for a long time, doesn't it?
Absolutely right. He has been around for a long time. Came up as a highly touted prospect with the Dodgers way back then. Like Mike Scioscia knows a lot about Miguel Cairo.
Yep. He's had a lot of tours of duty in the majors, and he checks the swing on that one. They say went around. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. The Reds are his 9th big league club. He's been with Toronto, the Cubs 2 different times. He's been with Tampa Bay. He's been with the Cardinals 3 different times. The Yankees 3 different times. He's also played for the Mets, the Mariners, the Phillies, and this is his 2nd go around with the Reds.
He has collected a nice pension, keeps accumulating time. He has been around postseason. He's been around the Joe Torres and the Tony La Russos. He's learned a lot. Still very productive.
The 2-2, and he rips that one into left field, and he is on with a leadoff hit. So Cairo singles. That's just the 2nd hit given up by Wilson in this ball game, and Todd Frazier, the 3rd baseman, will be the batter.
It's one of the few pitches Wilson has made today with that cut fastball that stayed more in the white part of the plate, and Cairo was more than ready for it.
Frazier popped out his first time up. Here's a pitch, and he skies one in the air into left center field. He hit it pretty well, but camping under is the left fielder, and that's Vernon Wells as he calls off Borges and makes the grab.
Excellent job. He called it early. He shaded the sun with his hand. He got behind the ball, and immediately his teammates start telling Vernon Wells he's tagging. So be ready, and he fired away and threw a strike to second base. Those are probably the things, Terry, that Mike Socha keeps talking about. Just the intensity the team is practicing at, that is really showing during the game situations. Just like that. Communication. Being ready.
Dennis Phipps is the batter. And the first pitch, he checks on that one and misses for a ball. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
A play like that, many times you see a left fielder just catch that ball flat-footed. Before you know it, he's surprised because the guy at first base was tagging.
Wilson is ready. And the pitch. Hard hit grounder on the third base side. It's a fair ball. That one is going to roll all the way down near the left field corner. Going into third base is the lead runner, Cairo. The ball got away a little bit from Wells, so Cairo is going to be waved around and he'll score. And the Reds are on the board with that double thanks to Phipps. It's now a 2-1 Angels lead.
Well, Dennis Phipps is one guy that has not been fooled by any of those pitches inside. Another pitch that got too much of the play, but Phipps was ready to strike and pull. And little trouble in left field in that corner for Vernon Wells. It seems like Mark Berry, the third base coach, was ready to stop the runner at third, Cairo, before he knew that Wells had lost his handle on it.
So it'll be a double for Phipps. And also an error against Wells, so no run batted in. And at the plate now, chopping the ball is Valdez. Back out near the mound. It's fielded by Wilson, who flips the Pujols. He just got to the bag in time, and that'll be the second out. 1-3 on the bouncer near the mound. On the play, Phipps moves over to third base. He's there with 2 outs, and Navarro will be the next batter.
Boy, Terry, I don't recall a game where here in spring training a pitcher was tested by the sun.
Yeah.
Like CJ has been here today. Wanted a pop-up that he missed, and now this high hopper.
The last 2 games today and the game yesterday in Glendale, the Angels starting pitchers having a lot of action out at the mound. Of course, the scary thing yesterday with Irvin Santana. At the plate is Navarro. He thought about chasing the pitch and takes it. It's in there for a strike.
Update on Santana is that he felt pretty stiff today. They were going to try to see if he could extend and play catch or toss today or toss tomorrow. And it'll just hold him back hopefully a couple of days here in spring training, and it should not affect the season.
Here's a pop-up into shallow right field. Torrey got a late start, comes in and makes the catch. Howie had gone back on it, but it'll be Hunter who makes the call and grab, and the inning is over. They leave that tying run at third base. It ends on the fly out to right. In the inning, 1 run. They did it with 2 hits, 1 error, and in the inning they'll leave that runner at third. We're headed to the bottom of the 4th as we go there. It's 2-1 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Torrey Hunter will bat. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hunter, Wells, and Cayaspo against Cueto, who's still in the ball game for Cincinnati, their starter. And the first pitch a little bit low for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. The Angels have a 2-1 lead as we get the bottom of the 4th underway. Torrey Hunter has singled in one of the Angel runs, and he takes that pitch inside. It's now 2 balls, no strikes. Hunter, 36 years old. Cueto is set, and the 2-0 pitch. That one low again, ball 3. Torrey's not the only athlete in his family. He has some very gifted sons who are great athletes, and one of his sons, Darius, is a terrific high school football player.
Yes, he is.
There's a pitch that Hunter takes on the 3-0. It's 3 balls, 1 strike.
If you talk to Torrey Hunter in the offseason, he'll be in some practice, some workout, in the gym with his kids, really involved in their development as athletes.
There's one that's fouled off the plate, and it rolls over to Vernon Wells waiting on deck, so it's a full count, 3-2. Infield is back, and the outfield is straight away. The Angels have 2 runs, 4 hits. The Reds 1 run, 3 hits here in the bottom of the 4th. The 3-2 payoff. Torrey rips one down the left side and back to the seats and out of play. We mentioned the huge crowd here today, and there are thousands of them here. We might be around 9,000 when it's all said and done for this ball game.
Now the Angels will go over 50,000 fans here in Tempe Diablo today
already. And on the 3-2, Torrey takes a pitch that catches the outside corner, and he is out looking for the first out. One of the fans taking in the action today, seated over near the Angel dugout, is a big baseball fan, but a lot of people know him because he's a political commentator. That is George Will, who is taking in the action, watching the Angels today as Vernon Wells takes that pitch for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
And George Will's close enough to a lot of the traditionalists in the game, managers, general managers. He's been a columnist, he's been an author, a journalist for many, many years.
There's a pitch a little bit low. He has been a longtime writer for the Washington Post and appears on This Week Sunday mornings on network television. Political commentator, huge baseball fan, watching the Angels today. 2-0 delivery. That's ripped down the left side and back to the seats and out of play. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you're listening or watching Angels baseball today on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. It's 2-1 Halos in the 4th. The next pitch on Wells. He fouls that one right over the Reds dugout on the third base side. So a pretty good battle going on here between pitcher and hitter. Wells hanging tough with 2 strikes. Cayaspo waiting on deck. He's had another hit today. He's had a very good spring. The 2-2. Vernon skies one in the air, foul on the left side, and that one's going to get back to the seats and out of play. Fans, the Angels' second annual 5K fun run will take place on April the 22nd. Participants will run and walk on a baseball-themed course that goes through Angel Stadium and finishes at FanFest. All participants receive a commemorative shirt and a voucher for future Angels games. Sign up today at angels.com/5K. Proceeds from the event will benefit the Angels Baseball Foundation. The 2-2. High and away. A fastball misses. It's a full count. Cueto has the sign, ready to come in with the 3-2 pitch on Vernon, and he swings and misses. That one struck him out. Pair of strikeouts in the inning. Second time Wells has struck out in the game, and with 2 gone, Cayaspo will bet.
Cueto has gotten better as the innings have progressed with his fastball location and also in pushing off with his legs. It appears that whatever hand or finger issues he had early in the game have gone away.
Alberto with a single and a run scored. 1 for 1 today. Switch hitter bats left, takes the pitch for a strike. Tomorrow, the Angels will be in action here in Tempe against the Indians. Garrett Richards will start that game. As the pitch is hit on one hop, it knocks the second baseman Phillips down, and from his backside, he still gets the throw over to first base to get Kai Aspo, and that will end the inning. That ball was scorched, but it's the final out. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. Other Angels squad tomorrow will be playing in Peoria, taking on the San Diego Padres. We've completed 4 here in Tempe. It's still 2-1 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We get ready to move to the 5th inning. A new pitcher for the Angels, Hisanori Takahashi, will take over for C.J. Wilson. Wilson had a nice day. He ends up going 4 innings for the Angels. He gave up 3 hits, a run it was earned, didn't walk any, and struck out 2. So Takahashi will replace him, the left-hander wrapping up his warm-up tosses. And for Takahashi, as he gets ready to work in this ball game against the Reds, this appearance will be his 3rd this spring. He's worked 3 scoreless innings. He's yet to allow a hit. He hasn't walked any. He's retired all the batters that he's faced, and he has struck out a pair.
He's been really good down in the zone. And the first outing, Mike Socha let him go out there and throw 2 innings. And that's one role where he can help the Angels as a long man. But the second outing, only threw 1 inning, and he was just as sharp. So a guy that can serve many roles for the Angels in that bullpen.
Ryan Hannigan is the batter, right-handed hitter, and the first pitch, that one is low and in. The Reds lost their starting catcher from the last few seasons, Ramon Hernandez, so Hannigan is in the mix for the number 1 job behind the plate for them this year.
Very solid behind the plate and also with a bat.
And he pops that one into shallow right field, and that's going to drop in for a hit. So he gets his first hit of the day, a leadoff single to start off the Cincinnati 5th inning.
Toughest test for Hannigan will be in coming from a backup position to becoming the everyday guy. And sometimes it's not the easiest thing. Also in the same boat is Jose Molina, Terry, with the Tampa Bay Rays, who has always been a backup. And he projects as their number 1 catcher. These are guys that can help you more behind the plate in playing small ball. Don't look for them to be 300 hitters, but they can help you more and just be good situational hitters.
Here's the pitch on Phillips. He swings and misses. The Dodgers are another team in that same category as well,
A.J.
replacing
Ellis.
an everyday catcher with someone that's really never been in that role before.
And to me, that's even a bigger question.
Yeah. The other catcher the Reds certainly have been looking at this spring is Devin Mesoraco, a former first-round pick who was with them a little bit last year, young catcher.
They think he might run away with it. Let's see.
Here's one that's fouled back to the screen. 0-2 the count on Phillips.
The Reds for sure are going to give Cozart every opportunity to win the job at shortstop, because Pete Yanish, who was given plenty of opportunities to win the job, just did not outright take off with it.
Yeah.
And Yanish right now is fighting for a backup spot on the roster.
He hit only .214 for them last year, and he's a career .221 hitter. Just not much offense at all out of that position. 0-2 pitch, and that one is a pitch that Phillips got a piece of and fouls back behind the plate, back to the backstop. Still no balls, 2 strikes.
A little history between the rivals with Phillips and the guy playing first base for the Angels right now. They're involved in one of the ugliest brawls of the last couple of seasons, when Phillips tapped Yadier Molina on the shin to begin a ball game during a very crucial, intense series, and everything went loose, boy. See players backing up against the net and everything.
Yeah. Of course, the Reds general manager, you mentioned Walt Jocketty earlier. He was a longtime GM for the Cardinals, so that kind of adds to that whole rivalry now.
Yadier Molina took exception because Phillips had said some things on in the paper about the Cardinals.
Here's the 1-2, and it's hit on the right side, backhanded by Kendrick. Second for one, relay to first, just a little late. Doesn't hit hard enough for the Angels to get the double play. They do get the lead runner, Hannigan, so Phillips is on the fielder's choice with 1 out.
You know something there too, Howie Kendrick actually broke the wrong way at first, and he probably did not get a good look. All the white shirts behind home plate onto the direction of the ball until a little bit later. That might have cost him a step, and that might have cost the out at first base.
Yep.
And he's the first one pointing at Eric Ibar saying, I had a little trouble seeing that one.
Here's Cozart batting. He's reached twice on errors today. One by C.J. Wilson, the other by Alberto Callaspo. And there's a slow one that misses a little bit low. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Oh, Terry, those are pitches you don't see very often anymore. Slow curveball.
Yep.
Where have you gone? Everything is power now. Everything is power this, power that.
1 ball, no strikes, the count on Cozart. Next pitch, he lines that one into center field. Borges will make the catch about waist high, fires back to first base, and the ball just was bouncing in, and just getting back to the bag goes Phillips. That was a very nice play by Peter, and a strong throw, almost doubled the runner off first.
We're just talking about the ability of certain hitters put the ball in play, and then the inability of certain fielders early in spring training to see the ball off the bat because of the white shirts. But Peter, as you mentioned, nice job all the way through, great focus, and then getting behind that line drive and making a strong throw to first. He does get great reads out there with a good first step.
Heisey now batting. Takahashi working with 2 outs, a runner at first base. And a toss over to the bag. Phillips gets back. You can see C.J. Wilson running out on the warning track out there, approaching left center field now, getting in a little bit of road work.
That's C.J. He doesn't wait for anybody. He's got to get his work in.
Yep. Takahashi will toss over to first base, and the runner gets back. Fans, catch a little luck of the Irish by having your name drawn in the March into Cash drawings at Saboba Casino on Wednesday, March the 21st. Win your share of up to $160,000 in cash and a new car. Saboba Casino voted the loosest slots 4 years running. Next delivery, it's a high fly ball that's lifted into medium left center field. Waiting for it to come down is Borges. He'll put it away. Heisey and the Reds are retired here in the 5th inning. In the inning, no runs. They had a leadoff hit. No errors. They leave a runner on. They've stranded 1 in every inning. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. The Angels have a 2-1 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans, don't forget, one of the most popular giveaways of the season is here. On April the 7th, the Angels will take on the Kansas City Royals with game time at 1:05 at the Big A. All fans in attendance receive a Big A fleece blanket. It's courtesy of State Farm while supplies last. To purchase your tickets, visit the Angels Stadium ticket office or angels.com. Chris Iannetta will lead it off, and a new pitcher is in the game for Cincinnati, a big lefty, Sean Marshall, who they picked up during the offseason. His first pitch, that one is cut on and missed. It's 0-1.
For years, baseball scouts have loved his arm. His size, just got to keep him healthy and continue to get better at his command.
Here's the next pitch, and that one is on the outside corner. A called strike, 0-2. Marshall goes 6-7, and he is one of the best setup men in the game right now. Came over from the Cubs, appeared in 78 games last year for the Cubs and had a 2.26 ERA.
He does possess that traditional 12-6 breaking ball. Good breaker.
Yep, that's his out pitch. He'll throw a fastball, top out around 93, has a changeup in his repertoire as well. And there's a pitch that freezes Iannetta, struck him out looking, and there's one gone here in the Angels' fifth.
There it was. Big rainbow curve. Started in the outer half and got the middle of the plate. A lot of times it's hard to commit as a hitter because if you're not used to, of course, seeing where the ball's coming out of, especially after seeing the right-hander in Cueto. Now you see the lefty in the different window.
So Borges will bat his second time up. He's 0 for 1. The pitch. That one a little bit low. Johnny Cueto, their starter, worked the first 4 innings. He gave up 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 1, struck out 3. And Marshall taking over for the Reds starter. 1-0 pitch. There's a bunt. Fouled back behind the plate. 1-1 to count on Peter.
We're talking about C.J. Wilson getting his running in, as is typically here in spring training. About to join him in the left field corner is Johnny Cueto.
CJ kind of talking things over down around the Reds bullpen to exchange greetings over there. The 2 starting pitchers today.
And they're running together. How often do you see that?
Yeah, that's spring training. There's one that's outside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
But there's no way the race car driver's not going to let him win. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
Look at CJ go.
That's right.
Hey, he's like the racing of the presidents in D.C. over there.
There's one that's a little low. It's 3 balls, 1 strike. Well, he out-pitched him, and he's outrunning him today. So he beat him 2 different ways. Foot race and with the arm. See what happens on the next pitch. It's 3-1 on Borges, and he's going to draw a walk. It's high and outside. 1-out walk. Peter is on for the second time, although hitless in the game. And Hank Conger, who's driven in the go-ahead run in this ball game for the Angels, will be the next batter.
Hey, fans, we'll love to see you here in the 2012 spring training for the Angels here in Tempe Diablo Stadium. And you can get tickets for as low as $10 per seat. What you do is you log on to angels.com/spring or visit the Tempe Diablo Stadium box office to get your tickets today. Get in on the action and the fever.
Toss over to first. Borges is back.
Terry, still plenty of home games left here in Tempe, including 2 straight ones coming up.
Yep, tomorrow and Saturday. And then next week, only 1. That'll be next Thursday. That's a week from today on the 22nd. The Angels will host the Royals here in Tempe. So quite a few road games next week for the Angels. Also a scheduled off day next Wednesday for the Angels.
In fact, 2 of those road games will be on Diablo Vision. That'll be Monday the 19th at Talking Sticks, Salt River Fields in Colorado. And also against the Rangers on Saturday, the 25th. Saturday the 24th, also Diablo Vision.
Oh, and 1 is the count on Conger. Marshall keeping close eye on the speedy Borges, the base runner at first base with 1 out. Angels after today have 8 more home Cactus League games. There's a pitch that is in there for a called strike. It's 0-2. Angels runs today coming in the first 2 innings. One in the first, one in the second. Reds only run. That came in the top of the 4th. We're in the bottom of the 5th now. Angels lead it 2-1. 2 teams each getting 4 hits. Next pitch, that's low and outside on Hank Conger. 1-2 the count. Marshall, who was a big acquisition as far as the Reds bullpen during the offseason, and they also signed a new closer, Ryan Matson, and added an outstanding starting pitcher in Matt Latos. Marshall struggled a little bit so far this spring with the Reds. I don't think they're overly concerned, but in 3 appearances in the bullpen, he's given up 4 runs in 3 innings, a homer, walked a couple. The ERA is 12 even.
He's been a bad combo. The home run, the hits allowed, the walks, and hit batsman. Right. That will add up.
He's in front here. It's 1-2 on Conger. They pitch out, nothing doing. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. You would think Marshall might be a guy you can run on, Jose, because he is so tall, even though he's a left-hander. So we'll see if Peter might pick a spot here against him. Not going, and the next pitch, and that was the good breaking ball right there. Struck him out swinging.
A lot of times the managers decide not to run somebody like a Peter Borges, who does not have the green light. Just the thought and the threat. Managers are trying to buy a better pitch for the hitter, meaning more fastballs because of the threat to run. In that case, Marshall stays with his plan, and he executed another nice breaking ball.
Yep.
Like he did to Iannetta.
So he struck out a pair here in the inning. Ibar, the batter, a 1-for-2 day. First delivery. That one's in there for a called strike.
Ibar doesn't hide the fact, does not run away from what was so obvious last year. His struggles hitting from the right side. And so far this spring, he's doing a fine job. Especially getting on top of the ball. He seems to get a little long sometimes with that swing from his natural side.
0-1 is the count. Next delivery, that's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
So even the way Ibar's taking pitches is different this spring. Talking about the right side, following the ball all the way into that glove. Makes quite a difference.
Eric had a solid season last year. All aspects of his game, hitting, running the bases, and certainly the defensive side where he won a Gold Glove in the American League at short.
Eric is hoping to be an Angel his whole career.
1-1 pitch. Breaking ball lifted in the air into right field. Routine play for Phipps. He's waiting for it to come down. He'll squeeze it, and that will end the inning. Not a whole lot happening for the Angels here in the 5th. No runs, hits, or errors. A walk, 1 runner left. 6th inning is coming up in Tempe. It's 2-1 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. New pitcher for the Angels as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Kevin Jepsen takes over for Hisanori Takahashi, who had a scoreless 5th inning against the Reds. He did give up a hit, didn't walk or strike out anyone. Kevin Jepsen will get ready to work. So far this spring, we've seen Kevin Jepsen, and in his outings, his first 3, he's done a pretty good job. He's gone 3 innings. He's given up 3 hits, 1 run. He's walked 2, struck out 4 in those 3 innings, a 3.00 ERA. Seems like he's been throwing hard. Velocity appears to be back for him. And now we're going to have a pinch hitter. Donald Lutz will bat. He's a big guy swinging from the left side, and he got jammed and bounces the ball right to Callaspo, who throws to first and retires him. And 1 pitch, 1 quick out.
That's good news right there for Kevin Jepsen, as you mentioned. He has been throwing the ball very well. And one thing he wants to, of course, minimize is the amount of walks. He's walked a couple of guys in 3 innings. Not as sharp as last time out as he was the first time out. But certainly, Terry, we've seen the push of those legs. We've seen the good finish with his breaking ball. When he is really on and on that lane towards home plate, very good location.
Willie Harris is going to bat. He gets ready to face Jepsen. He swings from the left side as well. And the first pitch on Harris. He takes that one low and in. It's 1 ball, no strikes. He was with the Mets last year. And Willie Harris, who signed a minor league deal with the Reds, has been moving around team to team in recent seasons.
Recent seasons with a lot of minor league invites, and he ends up making the team.
Yeah. Fouls that one back to the screen. He's played in the big leagues with the Orioles, the White Sox, the Red Sox, the Braves, the Nationals, the Mets, and now trying to make the Reds opening day roster. Hit .246 last year with the Mets. We saw him when the Angels played the Mets in interleague play. Next pitch on Harris. He bounces that one back to the mound. Gets stopped by Jepsen. Underhands the toss to Pujols. That's the 2nd out. 2 quick outs.
Hey, that's a play that maybe in the past would have given Jepsen a little bit of trouble for a couple of reasons. First of all is his knee that was a little bulky. And second is the way he would land more exaggerated towards that first base line. Nice reaction.
Phipps will bat. And this is his 3rd time up. He's had a pair of doubles today. Here's the pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Looks like another pinch hitter would bat if their inning continues. That's Darryl Jones waiting on deck. And the pitch on Phipps. He skies one in the air near home plate. The catcher Iannetta battling the sun under, and Conger, I should say, makes the grab, and that will end the inning. Boy, that was a nice play by Hank. He had to earn that out right there. He never gave up on that one. And makes the grab, and that'll do it. So a pop out to the Angels catcher. In the inning, 3 up and 3 down. Jepsen retires them on a limited number of pitches here in the inning. He throws just a total of 6 pitches. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's still 2-1 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Howie Kendrick leads it off for the Angels, bottom of the 6th. It's 2-1 Halos. New pitcher Jeff Francis delivers, and Howie swings and misses that slow one. The count 0-1.
Terry, that swing right there summarizes the Angels' approach against Francis last year. He absolutely baffled them with the Royals.
Yeah. And he's with the Reds. Signed a minor league deal with them during the offseason. Francis went 6-16 last year with Kansas City. But he did frustrate the Angels when we saw him.
It was Sandy Koufax against the Angels.
Here's the next pitch, and the lefty delivers that one outside. He replaces Sean Marshall, who worked a hitless and scoreless inning against the Angels last inning, walking 1, striking out 2. Francis with the next pitch, and the bat is broken and the ball bounces right to second. Phillips has it from his knees, throws, and one second baseman retires another. That's the first out. A lot of defensive changes for the Reds. They have Donald Lutz playing first base. He stayed in the game. Billy Harris staying in the game after pinch hitting. He's now at third. Darryl Jones is the center fielder. Ryan Lamar is the new right fielder. Ryan Esposito, the new catcher, and Jeff Francis, former first-round pick of the Rockies back in 2002, on the hill. Here's Albert Pujols batting. Albert takes the first one for a strike. Pujols has had a quiet day. He hasn't got the ball out of the infield with a pop out to first, and he's hit into a double play. And he chops this one back to the mound, and Francis will underhand the toss, and he gets Albert, and 2 quick outs for the Angels in the 6th.
For Albert, today, home plate has gotten really big. He has been a little antsy, a little jumpy. A ball off the handle in the first inning, and the last 2 balls he's hit right off the end of the bat. And of course, he's facing a team that has scouted him heavily through the years, and he has faced a lot through the years.
So the batter is Torrey Hunter. He's had a 1-for-2 day with an RBI hit. And the pitch, that one is in there for a strike.
Terry, I'm really surprised Kansas City did not sign Francis back. Even though 6-16 will do it for you.
Right. Well, I think they got Sanchez from the Giants, and they're going with that youth movement as far as their rotation, their bullpen, and really their everyday players as well.
Still some questions on Danny Duffy and Aaron Crow.
2 strikes to count on Torrey. That's low and outside. 1-2 the count.
Felipe Paulino is in that rotation. Luke Holshaver.
Here's the next pitch, and that breaking ball a little bit low and in. 2-2 the count. Francis with the Royals last year threw 183 innings, made 31 starts, gave up a lot of hits, though 224 hits in 183 innings. Next pitch on Torrey, and that one is swung on and missed, and Francis has a strong bottom of the 6th, retiring 3 in a row. He was just unable to do much against him, even going back to last season. No runs, hits, or errors, nobody left. We move to the 7th. The Angels still nursing a 2-1 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Fans groups of 25 or more can enjoy exciting Angels baseball for as low as $6 per seat. This year, when group tickets are purchased, each member will receive an Angels hat for a select series. To book your group outing, call 888-796-HALO or visit angels.com/groups. New pitcher Rich Thompson. A lot of changes for the Angels. We'll pick them up in just a moment as the pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. No balls, one strike to count. At the plate for the Reds is Darryl Jones, batting for the first time today. He's hitting out of Valdez's spot. He replaced him in center field as well, and he takes that one for a ball. The Angels have Efren Navarro playing first base. Alexi Amarista is playing second. Gene Segura is the shortstop. The Angels also have a new look in the outfield as that pitch misses low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Callaspo still at third for the Angels. Langerhans is in left. Tyson Auer is in center. Cole Calhoun in right. Next pitch. That one is swung on and missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. And Alberto Rosario is the new catcher.
And for Rich Thompson, every outing right now is vital, as there are some very little openings in that Angels bullpen.
Here's the pitch, and he broke his bat and fouls the ball off on the right side. So Jones will have to get some new lumber with the count still 2-2. Mentioning the Angels bullpen, it looks like we're going to see Jason Isringhausen work tomorrow. Whether or not that turns out to be the game here against the Indians or the road game for the Angels against the Padres,
or perhaps even the minor leagues.
Yep.
There's some games going on in the backfield now.
Jones getting a new bat and heading back to the batter's circle. Infield is playing it back. The outfield not too deep. Tyson Auer, who's out there in center field, playing in his first game this spring for the Angels. We saw a lot of him last spring training. The pitch, that's very high from Thompson, and Rosario, the catcher, had to stand up to try and catch it and still had it pop off his mitt.
And we saw a lot of Tyson Auer, good speed. Mike Scioscia used him a lot last spring, especially in the early going.
So we'll see what gives on the 3-2. Rich delivers, and that one is cut on and missed. He got him, struck him out. Out recorded by Thompson via the strikeout. Esposito, the new catcher, will bat. He replaced Navarro behind the plate and in his spot in the batting order, the number 8 hole. So Esposito getting ready to bat, right-handed hitter. Navarro, who he replaces, went 0 for 2, and the first pitch in there for a called strike. Kevin Jepson, who worked last inning for the Angels, had a nice clean 1-2-3 inning against the Reds.
6 pitches, that's it.
Yeah. Here's the next delivery. Esposito cuts at that one and foul tips it for strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes.
Number for Thompson last year for the Angels, his first full season in the big leagues. 1-3 record, 3.00 ERA in 44 games.
And the next delivery, that breaking ball fouled off on the left side. So it's still no balls, 2 strikes.
Thompson had more strikeouts, 56, and innings pitched 54, and only allowed 46 hits. Opponents hit only 224 against him.
The 0-2. That's a low side. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Thompson now knows he's battling against that one open possible in the Angels bullpen, since the Angels added Troy Hawkins. Of course, Jordan Walden, Takahashi's there, Scott Downs is there.
Next delivery, it's a ground ball hit right to short, fielded there by Segura. He throws to first base, gets Esposito. That's the second out.
Isringhausen Terry could be another body He has a good spring. Even Kevin Jepson himself, of course, trying to continue to impress, threw the ball so well today.
Yeah, Kevin Jepson, who had a tough year last season, he's still on the Angels 40-man roster.
So he seems to be back.
Yep.
From the injuries, and hopefully the command issues will be in the back burner now.
Here's Hannigan getting ready to bat, their 9-hole hitter. He's been their DH today, and he takes the pitch low and away from Thompson. 1 ball, no strikes. Rich is ready. 2 outs. Next delivery, that's a strike on the outside corner on Hannigan. Fans, be sure to check out the latest Angels merchandise available at locations inside Tempe Diablo Stadium, or shop the widest selection of gear. The Angels team store located at the Big A, which is now open daily. The pitch bounced softly on the right side. Amarista has plenty of time to get Hannigan, who doesn't run very well. That'll end the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Thompson. We get set to move to the bottom of the 7th. It's 7th inning stretch time in Tempe, and the Angels have a 2-1 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Bottom of the 7th we go. And the first batter is Gene Segura. The first pitch of ball to count 1 ball, no strikes. Reds have made a few changes. We'll pick those up in just a moment. And here's Segura bouncing a ball on a high hop. It hops right over the head of the third baseman and down into left field and going into second. And there with a leadoff double is Segura to start things off in the Angels' bottom of the 7th.
And good things happen when you show bunt, and then you get a hold of hitting a ball to the ground in this hard ground here in Arizona. And for Gene Segura, in a scoring position just like that.
So Segura, who's had a nice spring, is on to start things off. It's a double against Francis. Alberto Callaspo will bat. This might be his final time up today. He's the only regular in the field still in the ball game. And there's a pitch that's low and outside. Iannetta, who was the DH for the Angels today, is waiting on deck. So he will get another at bat the way it looks. Infield is staggered for the Reds. Are backed up across the middle in a bit at the corners, and the next pitch, that one is inside. Callaspo has the count go 2-0.
Chris Valaika now at second base for the Reds. Valaika.
Here's the 2-0, and it's hit right at that new second baseman. He has only one play. He'll throw to first, and it's in time to get the batter Callaspo, but he gets the job done, moving Segura over to third base with one out. We'll see if Iannetta can bring him in.
Great back control by Alberto Callaspo. Moves the guy over to third. Stays back on that changeup.
The other changes defensively for the Reds, they have Danny Dorn in left field, and D.D. Gregorius is the new shortstop. Infield has been brought in. Iannetta awaits the pitch and checks on that one, and that's in there for strike one. No balls and one strike.
It's a good spot here for Iannetta. See some more pitches and get something up in the zone. And the main thing is to stay back and use the other side against a guy like Francis.
Here's his next pitch. That slow one misses low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. In the Cactus League today, Arizona shutting out the Cubs 4-0. That's in the 6th inning. Also in the 6th inning, Cleveland leads the White Sox 5-3. Brzezinski is homered for Chicago. Duncan is third home run for Cleveland. There's a fly ball. It's lifted well into left field. Iannetta put a charge in that one, and it's out of the reach of the left fielder as Dorn couldn't run it down. It'll be a double and an RBI for Iannetta. The Angels add on here in the bottom of the 7th and now take a 3-1 lead.
Staying back on that changeup against his former teammate with Colorado. He knew exactly what he was going to face, how that changeup was going to fade away. He stayed back and got his 4th RBI of the spring. Good finish for the Angels catcher.
Those two were battery mates with the Rockies, Iannetta and Francis. So he will be lifted for a pinch runner. Iannetta went 1 for 3, saved the best for last today with that RBI double to extend the Angel lead. The new base runner for the Angels is Chris Giovinazzo. He's an outfielder by trade, pinch running at second. First time we've seen Giovinazzo in an Angel game. Giovinazzo spells the last name Giovinazzo. Chris Giovinazzo. Here's the next delivery. Cole Calhoun at the plate for the Angels. He takes that one for ball 2. It's 2 balls, no strikes. Esposito is going to walk the ball back to the pitcher, Francis, and as they talk things over out there, let's pause for station identification on the Angels Baseball Network. Lefty against lefty. The pitch bounced by the mound, but right out to the new shortstop. And the throw is in time by Gregorius over to first base on the play. And that pinch runner, Giovinazzo, moves over to third. Calhoun retired on the 6-3 ground out. And we'll see what Amarista can do with a runner at third base and 2 outs.
Amarista has been hitting everybody hard. Really perfected that shorter swing.
Here's the pitch, and he takes that slow breaking ball for a called strike.
For a guy that stands about 5'8", when he hits the ball, man, it's like it's 6'3" the way he hits the balls in the gaps.
Harris, the third baseman, is in. Rest of the infield is back. Outfield straight away. Here's the next pitch, and it's hit sharply, but right to the second baseman. The throw will easily get Amarista, and that will end the inning. So the Angels settle for 1 run here in the 7th, doing it with a pair of doubles in the inning, no errors, and 1 runner left. The 8th inning is coming up. It's 3-1 Angels on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. David Carpenter is the new pitcher for the Angels. He is up from minor league camp today, and he will get ready to work for the first time in the Cactus League for the Angels. We'll tell you about him in just a moment. Also, the Angels have Jorge Cantu now in the game. He replaces Callaspo at third base. Rich Thompson, who worked last inning, the seventh, worked a scoreless inning, a clean inning, striking out a batter. And now Carpenter, David Carpenter, will take over on the hill. The batter will be D.D. Gregorius. He is the shortstop, batting out of Phillips' spot, their starting second baseman. And the pitch, that one is bounced back to Carpenter, the pitcher. Will hurry the throw, and he gets it there in time. And that is the first out.
Nice job by the youngster fielding his position and executing a quality pitch right away. But Gregorius is off the end of the bat.
So the next batter will be Chris Valleca, getting ready to bat for the first time today. He's hitting out of Cozart's spot, the shortstop. Valleca playing second base. David Carpenter is a right-hander. And here comes the pitch. That one is a strike on the outside corner.
He just slings it up there. He's got a low three-quarter delivery, working from the stretch. He shows a lot of back to that hitter.
Carpenter is a ground ball pitcher. He has a very good sinker, and there's a swing and a miss at one. 0-2 the count. He pitched last year at Inland Empire in Double-A Arkansas, and overall in 44 games in the minors, he closed a lot of games. He had 16 saves. His ERA, Jose, last year, 0.57.
Bring him on. Keep doing that, young man.
Here's the 0-2. That one is low and in. He gave up 3 earned runs in 47 2/3 innings last year between Double-A and A-ball.
A well-earned look up here.
Non-roster player. He played in the Arizona Fall League a little bit as well. And the pitch, that one is lined right at Cantu. He had him played perfectly at third base, and that is going to be out number 2. So Carpenter retires the first 2 easily. They haven't gotten the ball out of the infield against them. The batter now will be Danny Dorn. This is his first at bat today. He's hitting out a Heisey spot. Replaced him in left field as well. Heisey went 0 for 3. Angels pitchers did a nice job against the top of the batting order for the Reds today. Phillips was 0 for 3. Cozart, the number 2 hitter, 0 for 3. Heisey, their number 3 hitter, he was 0 for 3.
They continue to be 0 for.
And the pitch, that's low and outside on Dorn, batting from the left side against Carpenter. David Carpenter not wasting any time out there, working from the stretch. And the next pitch, that's lifted in the air. A routine play in center field. Auer is there waiting. Shallow center will put it away. And a quick 1-2-3 inning for Carpenter as he throws only 7 pitches. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. We're headed to the bottom of the 8th. It's a 3-1 Angels lead here in Tempe on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. At the plate for the Angels is Alberto Rosario, who drills a 1-1 pitch into straightaway center field. Circling under is Darrell Jones, and he retires the Angels catcher. His first at bat today. Hit the ball hard, but an easy out. One gone here in the bottom of the 8th. Ryan Langerhans will be the next batter for the Angels.
The Angels have made a lot of moves in sending guys to the minor leagues. Assigned to minor league camp earlier today, Matt Shoemaker, Daniel Tillman, Matt Meyer, Robinson Diaz, and Doug Dietz, along with Johnny Helwig, Ariel Pena, Fabio Martinez, and Luis Jimenez all have been reassigned. Helwig optioned to Arkansas, along with Pena. Fabio Martinez optioned to Inland Empire, and Luis Jimenez optioned to Salt Lake City.
Here's the 1-0 pitch on Langerhans, and he chops one on the first base side. It is a foul ball. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Now, it doesn't mean those guys will not be seeing action again in big league camp, which is the case with Rosario, for example, who was already sent out. Because tomorrow, especially, there's a split squad with a team playing in Peoria against the Padres, and the other ball club staying here against the Indians.
I believe Mike Scioscia is going to manage the game here between the Angels and the Tribe, and there's a pitch that is cut on and missed, and the count 1-2. Other games in the Cactus League in the 5th inning. Dodgers lead the Royals 3-2. Texas has a 6-4 lead against the A's in the 5th inning. Ian Kinsler has hit a home run for Texas, and Jemiah Weeks has hit a couple of home runs for the A's. That pitch brushes Langerhans off the plate, backed away from that one. 2-2 the count. Padres lead Milwaukee 2-1 in the 6th inning, and Colorado has a 3-1 lead against a White Sox split squad in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the next pitch, and that one on the 2-2 is swung on and missed. Francis has his second strikeout since coming into the game. 2 gone in the Angels' 8th. Efren Navarro will be the next batter. In the Grapefruit League in Florida today, Pittsburgh had the bats going, and boy, what a first inning they had against the Twins. The Pirates scored 10 runs in the first inning and beat the Twins 17-6. Garrett Jones had a pair of home runs in that one for the Pirates. Toronto beat Houston 6-3. A game that ended in a tie after 9 innings. Phillies and Tampa Bay 6-6. That was a Philly split squad. There's a breaking ball that missed, and the count on Navarro. 1 ball, no strikes. Miami over the Mets 3-1. Washington lost to the Yankees 8-5. And in that ball game, little note to pass on. That one is in there for a strike. The Nationals pitcher Chin-Ming Wang left that start in the 3rd inning with a strained left hamstring after he collided with Russell Martin of the Yankees. The right-hander fielded a slow roller by Martin, tried to make the play at first base, and then stumbled to the bag. Here's a high fly ball lifted into right field. It's carrying out on the right side, but Ryan Lamar, the new right fielder, makes the catch a few feet from the track. Navarro and the Angels go down quietly here in the 8th. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left. We're headed to the 9th inning. Angels have a 3-1 lead on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. As we go to the 9th inning, Michael Kahn will take over for David Carpenter. Carpenter did a nice job as he worked in the 8th inning, had a clean inning, retired 3 in a row. And now we'll see Michael Kahn, who has a chance to get the save in this game. The Angels have a 3-1 lead as we go to the 9th. As far as Kahn's spring with the Angels, this appearance for him, he gets ready to work in his 4th game, and he has pitched 3 scoreless innings, giving up 2 hits. Walking 1, hitting 1, striking out 1. The batter will be Donald Lutz, who has batted once since coming into the ball game. He took over at first base for Miguel Cairo. Left-handed hitter. Lutz grounded out his first time up. Kahn is ready. He works from the stretch and the pitch. That's right in there for a strike. The other scores in the Grapefruit League in Florida. Talking about that Nationals-Yankees game. New York beat the Nationals 8-5. Detroit doubled up Baltimore 4-2. Phillies split squad over the Braves 6-4. Dan Uggla hit a home run for Atlanta, his 3rd in the Grapefruit League. And it was the Cardinals beating the Red Sox 9-6. Darnell McDonald a home run, his 2nd for Boston. And Pedroia hit one for the Red Sox as well, his 1st of the spring. Angels getting another well-pitched game today. Here's the next delivery, and a big swing and a miss at that fastball. 1-2 on Lutz. Angels have held the Reds to just 1 run on only 4 hits today. Jose is headed downstairs. He'll chat with Mike Scioscia right after the ball game here on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. The 1-2. A liner that is just foul on the third base side. That was tight to the line, but a foul ball. Fans, Welk Resorts and Angels Radio AM 830 have teamed up to bring you the official AM 830 fan club. Get AM 830 event and team news and updates all season long. Log on to am830fanclub.com. That's am830fanclub.com. Lutz moving back in the batter's box. Kahn working with the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ready to come in. Here's the next pitch. He tried to pick at that inside corner and missed low with that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield is playing it back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the next pitch from Michael, and it's lifted in the air into center field. Auer is going back. He's battling the sun out there. Now under, he'll put it away, and that'll be the first out. The Reds have not had a hit since the leadoff single in the 5th inning by Ryan Hannigan. Their last 13 batters have been retired in a row in this game by Angels pitchers. Willie Harris will bat. Since he came into the ball game, he's 0 for 1, bouncing ball back to the mound. Michael Kahn is pitcher number 6 of the day for the Angels, and they've all done a nice job. The bullpen has been outstanding today. The only run the Reds got was against the starter, C.J. Wilson. Here's the pitch. And Harris taking that one for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Willie Harris, he's been a good utility man in his major league career. Left-handed batter, and the pitch. He drops a bunt down on the third base side. Cantu charges, bare hands, throws, and gets him at first base. That was nicely done across the board there. Cantu charging, fielding, throwing, and a nice stretch by the first baseman Navarro at first base. That was a beautiful play defensively for the Angels. So Harris nipped at first base. And Ryan Lemaire will be the next batter with 2 outs here in the 9th. Angels 1 out away from a victory today against Cincinnati. Ryan Lamar, the batter. This is his first time up, and the pitch on its way. He takes that one a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes. He's hitting out a Dennis Phipps spot. Phipps went 2 for 3 for the Reds as their starting right fielder. 1 ball, no strikes. Kahn's next pitch. This one is popped up on the right side. This should do it. The right fielder, Cole Calhoun, waiting for it to come down. He'll squeeze it, and the ball game is over. The final 15 Cincinnati batters retired in a row in this ball game as the 6 Angel pitchers combine on a 4-hitter today, and the Halos come away with the victory, beating the Reds by the final score of 3-1. Nice win today for the Angels, who with the victory go to 7-5 here in the Cactus League. The Reds fall to 5-9-1. Mentioned coming up in just a minute or so, Jose Mota will be joined by Angels manager Mike Scioscia. They'll discuss this ball game on the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. We'll also continue our post-game coverage here on the Angels Baseball Network and on Fox Sports West in just a few minutes. After the interview with Mike Scioscia, Jose will be joined by Victor Rojas for more post-game analysis as well. The Angels coming away with the victory here today, beating the Reds again by the final score of 3-1. Strong pitching part of the storyline for the Angels today, and the Angels did it with 6 pitchers this afternoon. C.J. Wilson worked the first 4 innings, checked the Reds on 3 hits and 1 run. Takahashi, a scoreless inning, giving up a hit. Jepson, he had a 1-2-3 inning. Thompson had a 1-2-3 inning. David Carpenter, his first time out on the mound for the Angels this spring, a 1-2-3 inning. And Michael Kahn, who ends up getting the save for the Angels, he had a 1-2-3 inning as well. Jose Mota and Angels manager Mike Scioscia join us down in front of the Angels dugout area.
Thanks a lot, Terry. Mike, it seems like the pitching set the standard, led by C.J. Wilson. About C.J., what are the things you're learning about him that perhaps you didn't know before?
Well, I think he has a definite plan to get ready for his opening day start, or his first start of the season, I should say. I think he's methodically going through his pitches, making sure that he's locked in on some before he moves on to another. He's starting to break out his changeup, and he's throwing the ball extremely well right now.
We talk about the battle for number 5, but also battle in the bullpen, and the way Jepson, Kahn, Takahashi, of course, continue to throw the ball along with Rich Thompson. How impressed were you with their outing today?
Oh, they were all ahead of the count. They threw strikes. We're going to need those guys. We need the depth down there, especially the power arms. Like you look at Jepson and Kahn. It's good to see them getting after it and getting good results.
Many times, Mike, we overlook good situational hitting in spring training, the amount of hits. But today, it seems like you guys were on your game with good pitch selection. Describe that.
We did a great job, Tori. Good 2-out RBI in the first. Got the double, and Alberto got the runner over, and Chris did a good job using the middle of the field and driving the ball to left center for the third run. I think we're at the plate, Jose. We're doing a lot of things, maybe a little more advanced than we were in the spring last year. Hopefully, it's going to continue carrying forward into the season.
Good to see Dusty Baker on the other side.
Yeah, Baker is. He's just he's a terrific guy, great manager, and it's always good to catch up with him.
Thanks, Mikey.
All right, Jose.
Terry, let's go back to you.
All right, thanks, Jose. The Angels come away with the victory, beating the Reds here in Tempe 3-1. For those of you watching on Diablo Vision, Jose and Victor Rojas will have a lot more post-game analysis. And on the radio side, I'll be back with more from Tempe. This is the Angels Baseball Network and Diablo Vision on Fox Sports West. Perfect.